continent, I want to talk about Africa. Africa. Africa will have two shades. Africa will have two shades. Some countries will rise up economically. Nigeria, Kenya, all these nations will rise up in a very, very big way. Ethiopia will rise up in a very big way. But there are other countries which go into a lot of poverty. Countries like Malawi, countries like Somalia. There will be a lot of control. There will be a lot of unwarranted issues in these countries where there will be a lot of infighting. There will be things like, it's not a civil war, but so many groups within trying to fight, trying to bring power, and a lot of people will die. There will be a lot of poverty. People will not have food in some of these countries, and it will be a big concern. It will be a big concern. But Australia will form a federation by itself. Africa, I'm talking about Africa. Africa will form a federation by itself, and they will slowly cut off from other nations. South Africa, Nigeria, all these nations will be key players. They will be key players, and there will be a lot of wealth, particularly metals, minerals, gold, diamond, and they will become very exclusive, and they will control this market. But they will be open for Chinese. They will be open for a lot of Asians to go and trade. Africa will slowly cut ties with countries like United States, like countries like England. They will not be very friendly with these countries. So we will see that Africa becomes an entity of its own. So we will see the uprise of Africa. While some nations rise up, there will be certain nations which will be in total poverty, in abject poverty, where thousands of people will die out of poverty, out of lack of food and nourishment. But the churches will grow. The churches will grow. Islam will try to become more and more powerful in Africa. Islam will try to become more and more powerful in Africa. But churches will grow. Many people will turn to the Lord Jesus Christ. There will be unusual signs and miracles demonstrated by the churches in Africa. So we will see, it's like a golden age of Africa which is returning. A golden age of Africa which is returning. Finally, I want to speak about Europe. Europe. See, Europe will be challenged. Europe will be challenged. Europe will have too many problems within. Economic crisis, lack of jobs. A lot of young people will not have jobs. And many young people will be frustrated. And racism will rise up in a very big way. In fact, Europe, they will try to send out all the expats, people who go there to study, people who go there to work for a while. Europe will begin to shut for these people because unemployment will grow in a very big way. Churches will revive, but it will be very, very slow, But Europe will allow more of Islamic influence to come in. Islamic universities, Islamic schools, Islamic education centers, and a lot of Islamic ventures which will take over media. And a lot of Islamic people will go and they will invest in Europe. The euro will be challenged. The euro will be challenged. But just to keep the euro value high, many nations will come together and they will work together to keep the euro. Euro will be the pride of Europe. It will be the pride. But on one side, while they maintain the strength of euro, a lot of people will lose jobs. Many nations will go into devaluation, bankruptcy, and we will see Europe struggling. And the churches in Europe will also struggle. I want to talk very briefly about the Middle East and Israel. The Middle East and Israel. There will be an unusual friendship coming among the Middle East nations. Trade, exchange, products, commodities. So travel will become very easy all across the Middle East. And Islam will be floated in a very big way. Islam, where people will begin to say, okay, we are all children of Abraham, so why should we fight? Let it be Isaac or Ishmael. We will live together in harmony. So many Jews will also begin to join hands with Islamic groups, Islamic business groups, and there will be joint ventures. In fact, the way I see, when the temple is rebuilt, it will be a project of both the Islamic community and the Jewish community. The Jews will embrace financial resources which come from the Islamic sources. The power of Islam, where people bring trade agreements together. See, it is not a religious thing. It will be more for brotherhood, friendship, which will promote trade and money. And the Jews will opt for it because they will be very scared. They will be very scared of their life because the whole world, the Islamic world, will rise up to eliminate Israel. They will talk about wiping Israel from the map. The Jews will be scared. A lot of people will join hands with the Islamic ventures, but the world will talk about it as a great peace effort. My brother, my sister, we will see the rise of the Antichrist. The Antichrist is an economist. He will be a global leader who will bring huge reforms to bring all these nations together, particularly Israel and the Islamic nations in joint ventures. When that begins to happen, you will know that the Antichrist is rising. I also want to speak very briefly about the role of Islam in terms of unifying many nations. Even in the Western nations, Islam will propagate peace. Islam will propagate peace. And even within the Islamic nations, many leaders will be toppled, they will be put down, and militancy will slowly rise up. People will not recognize it. They will all say, oh, it's like a democracy which is coming, many people will say it's a peace effort, but it is a work of the Antichrist, and it is a work of a spirit of Islam, which will suddenly rise up against God's people, against Israel. We need to pray. We need to pray for wisdom. We need to ask God to show us how to pray into 2014. While revival is happening, Islam will also rise up. Islam will also rise up. My brother, my sister, sometimes when you listen to all these things, many people will say, so what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? People ask me this question. So Peter Kumar, whatever you say, should it be fulfilled? Should it be fulfilled? Many of my friends, they watch what I say, they hear what I say, and every month they send me an analysis. Peter, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. But I urge you to pray. I urge you to pray. My brother, my sister, the church has to rise up. In 2014, again we will see there will be huge changes coming in the Catholic Church. Revival will come in the Catholic Church. Many people in the Catholic Church, they will cry out for revival. There will be unusual visions in the Catholic Church. They will rise up. But sometimes the Catholic Church will also bring forth so much of tradition and so much of religion where they will try to control the lives of Catholics around the world. But 2014, the Catholic Church will begin to unify everybody around the world. You will see a consolidation in the Catholic Church, and the Pope will be highly favored. He will be highly favored. But we need to pray for the Catholic Church that God would reveal himself in a new way to our brothers and sisters in the Catholic Church, that they will understand the power of the gospel and they will understand how salvation is so important for everybody. My brother, my sister, I see a gloom. I see fear. I see fear in the eyes of people in 2014. Nation by nation, things will change drastically. But you and me need to pray. God promises in Isaiah 54 verse 14, He says, my people, they will not see oppression. My people will be far away from tyranny, from fear, from sickness, from disease, from pestilence. Let's claim this promise. Let's possess this promise. Let's step into 2014 with God, for God, and for God's purpose. God bless you, and this is Peter Kumar.